Hello there. Welcome to my channel. My name is Willie and I want to talk a little bit more about retirement and what it is that we do. And sometimes we look forward to retirement and we have everything mapped out and planned and in a sense have it figured out how we want to do it, how we want to go about it, what we want to say. But for others, there's times when retirement just happens. And usually that retirement is because of disability. It could be from anywhere from a car accident to some type of illness or something that come about. But the results are the same. It put people in a position where they can't work and they have to go on disability in order to survive. Well, that is what happened with me, and I must say I had my life, I thought, all mapped out. I knew exactly when I wanted to retire, the time frame, and kind of my budget, and I figured that out. Pay off my house and be able to do things. And since I worked for the airline, I just knew that as soon as I got in a position to retire, I used to talk about this with a lot of folk around there. We used to talk about this. For a while, I worked night shift. And at night, if we didn't have anything to do, we would sit around and talk about things that we would do if we had the money, especially like if the lottery got up real high, we'd say, well, we got the lottery. We'll still keep our flight benefits and just travel the world and do things. Well, that is what I thought all the way until I wasn't eligible for retirement from the sense of working for the airline as I was doing at the time. I was forced to go on medical disability. And that was something that for 20 to 30 years, almost 30 years of my working, I just knew I had it mapped out. I walk around with my idea of everything is going to be, how we're going to live, age I will be when I retire, I'd be probably 65. I didn't want to do the early retirement at 62, like a lot of people do, even though some folks say that it doesn't matter, 62 or 65, whatever you can get there, retire. Well, I wanted to make sure I did it as what it was, and at the time, they said the retirement age was 65. So I used to walk around and think about it and say, at 65, I'm not going to be like some people, I'm going to keep exercising, keep my health up, and do everything right so that I won't be one of those statistics. Like a lot of people I used to know that would, you hear about sometimes that once they retire, they don't live but a few years to really enjoy their time off. But I didn't subscribe to that. I wanted to be one of the ones who lived a long life, lived longevity. And I just knew there was so many things that I wanted to do during that time frame because I would have all the money I would want or need, and I could budget well. But more importantly, I just figured working with the airline to get those flight benefits in retirement would be a wonderful thing for me and my family. But life didn't see it that way. As they say, life was lifing, and at some point, I reached the time frame where I had to medically retire, and I did that. But even though sometimes the body will say that it's time that you change directions in life, you don't want to. But I did, and I knew it was medically necessary. And, that was just a completely different ball game than what I assumed or thought would be. But the disruption wasn't just emotional. It was mathematical. I thought that I would have a certain amount, going into it. But because of disability, your money is not like you were working. It's much less. And it takes a lot of budgeting to live on Social Security, especially if you have a certain lifestyle you want to maintain or that you had before you became ill, or you wanted to make sure you was able to contribute and get your 401k to grow even more so. But all that changes. And when that changes, you have to make some choices. And those choices include you have to change the way your thought process is and your ideas of what you was going to do when you retire, where you were going to go, how you were going to live. You have to put that within reasoning based on your illness and your retirement at that time. So I had to learn the value of what everything was, over again, differently than what I had originally assumed. So my retirement may not look as I planned it, but I can say this, that once you start really budgeting and living within your means, once you retire, there's not a whole lot that you actually need. There may be things that you want, that you may desire, but you realize it's not a necessity. You don't need all the different outfits. You don't need all the lunch money you usually need to go to have lunch with everybody at work or so forth. So a lot of that change, it shifts to a degree that you are so appreciative of what you have now, where you are. And the thing that I appreciated most is that you're not obligated. You start doing things, and I'm gonna just say a better way. It's not right or wrong. I would just say better. You figure that, well, I may have to go to the doctor once every few months like I'm supposed to. Or certain things I don't eat, I don't do certain things. So there's some ways I may change. But in reality, it's for the better. It's for you and your health. Therefore, you don't miss certain things that that may cause problems in your life. You look to be improved. You think that everything that you do is for your good. And you do it with a smile. If any of this resonates with anyone out there, I'd like for you to leave a comment and just tell us how you cope with the idea of retiring from a medical standpoint. Not necessarily because you reached the age of retirement and you want to be able to just sit and relax. But it is something that we do if you're medical retirement, especially military people. I personally know quite a few, and they are very satisfying with their lives, where they are now. And the main thing is that you do what you're supposed to do. You may have hiccups or ailments here and there, but overall, enjoy life. Be thankful that you're here now. I ask that you like and please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment, and I will gladly be able to respond to each and every one. And I look forward to talking with you later on. Please subscribe. Thank you.